Alright, YouTube. So recently I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is the first Spider-Man movie we've gotten in 5 years, and was it worth the wait? Absolutely. Really liked this movie. A lot of cool characters, like somewhat similar to Spider-Man 3, but even though I like Spider-Man 3 despite everyone not liking it from 2007, I will admit that some of the villains were like kind of crammed together, and the reason I feel like Spider-Man Brand New Day did better with more villains than Spider-Man 3 or even Spider-Man No Way Home is because I feel like the villains that were shown in the movie were like, minor characters for the most part, so I'm not sure that counts as a spoiler or not, but I will say if you are expecting like one of these villains that we've seen throughout the trailers to be a major villain, sorry to disappoint, that's not the case, but they still leave cool impacts and there's still much uncertainty throughout the end of the movie, but I'm not going to go into that because I want this to be relatively spoiler free, and I'll say the characters were really cool. It was really cool to see what unfolded between No Way Home and Brand New Day, and it's a lot of like what I expected with the characters, MJ and Ned going to MIT, having a college life, then they're back in New York City, and Peter Parker of course meets them and hopes for them to remember him, which is definitely a good goal of his because he really enjoyed his friendships and relationships with them. So through that, Peter Parker in Spider-Man is also working a lot with the New York's finest. I can't remember the police commissioner's name, but the two are pretty close, the commissioner lady and Spider-Man. And yes, there's also a degree of mind control throughout this movie, and the character who, we all know who the character is by now because, even though it's wasn't confirmed, we all know who Sadie Sink's character is, but I'm not going to say it, but let's put it this way, it's like pretty obvious by now, and she does have a much bigger role than I expected, which I was really happy about because even though, for example, I can't think of any specific Marvel examples, but I can't think of one, but I'm not going to say it for this video because I wasn't really terribly excited for the movie anyways, but in some movies have been like characters that have been teased throughout the trailers and haven't really had the big roles we were all hoping for them to be, and thankfully that was not the case for Sink's character, who was a great character in the movie and had a great origin and background and definitely leaves a great opening for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Overall, I give Spider-Man No Way a Brand New Day 10 out of 10, no complaints for the movies. There are also new characters such as Dr. Bill, or not Dr. Bill, sorry, Dr. Bruce Banner and Mr. Bill, who is the director of damage control enforcement throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and his character does tie into a few of the X-Men, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that ties in, so it's really cool. So I'll stop going in circles now, but highly recommend seeing this movie. Also, the web slinging scenes, although there aren't a ton, they're very cool, probably not worthy of IMAX, so I don't blame them for keeping the Odyssey instead of Brand New Day, but still, the movie's incredible. I will say this, I'm not going to say what the post-credit scene was. I'll say it was nothing special, like really nothing special at all. Something was special that I liked though was the reference to Tobey Spider-Man. They called him Peter too, which is kind of confusing because like obviously I guess Tom Holland's universe, so he's Peter 1, and then through there they go through Tobey and Andrew because Tobey was first and Andrew second, but I get it confused sometimes because I would think it'd be Tobey, Andrew, Tom, Tobey 1, Andrew 2, Tom 3, or vice versa, but just a side note. So overall, I'm really excited for Doomsday, and I'm really glad that Kevin has confirmed that the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be taking its time throughout going forward, such as movies with Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider, as well as the new Black Panther and Black Panther 3, so excited for those projects as well, and excited for Doomsday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more vlogs soon. Goodbye.